Hi everyone. You are watching and or listening to the podcast Queens with Accents, and we're so happy to have you here. Thank you for listening to our rambling on a weekly basis. If you are not subscribed, subscribe now so that you don't miss our ramblings on a weekly basis. You have me, Nadia, and my co-host
Hi, everyone.
Natalia, and we're here to talk today about the things that are bothering us,
Oh,
things
yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
tick us, things that annoy us in other people. Before we get into that, let's just do a little catch up session because it seems like we haven't talked in a little bit. What's going
Yeah.
on?
It's not as much as in your life. I probably will go into our discussion session, what, annoys you and stuff like this. And maybe some stuff will come from work environment.
From work environment. I get it. I get it. No,
Uh,
nothing major is going on here. I find it that it's hard for me to sit in one place. I might have ADHD. I realized, which is not, it's not actually made better by my coffee addiction. I think the coffee is making my ADHD even worse, but I can't give that
Wait a
up. So
second. When did you self-diagnose yourself? Because I always told you that I am ADHD. Now you
I,
came
I,
to that
yeah,
conclusion.
I self-diagnose myself, yes, because there's certain things that, I don't know, I just can't sit still because it feels like if I'm sitting still, if I'm not doing some big project, if I'm not doing something crazy, amazing, and like um difficult, then I'm missing life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, but I don't think it's part of the ADHD. You have ambitions. That's what it's part of. You're an ambitious person,
It
I
might be
think. And tell
ambitious.
me what it is.
I don't know, it might be I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get my MBA. Classes start in October,
Yeah.
and I am the person who literally sweared to not go back to school ever. And I made that promise to myself, what, 7 years ago? And 7 years passed, and now I'm breaking that promise. I don't know how I
Wow.
feel about that.
But why and what is it going to give you?
Well, I'm the type of person who is like, basically, if I want to do something, I first need to learn how to do that, right? I can't just do things like from the beginning. I need instructions. I need like, I don't know, like a class. I need someone to teach me. I need someone to show me the ropes. And this is something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and I have had like, I want to say like two failed businesses before. So I've tried before and I've failed, and I really want to open up a business, and now I want to do it the right way. I want somebody to teach me. I want somebody to show me the ropes. I want somebody to give me instructions, and I feel like if I do it this way, then my business will succeed instead of failing like it did twice before.
Oh, okay. So it's business. It's not
MBA,
something medical.
MBA is a business degree. Yes, is a master's in
Oh,
business.
okay. Oh, I didn't even, I just automatically thought that you're going to something medical. I didn't even think about that.
No, no, no.
Okay.
It's a business degree, and
Okay.
the good thing about that is, say for example, if my business doesn't take off again, right? Like say I've failed, and you know how women were always like thinking, what if it doesn't work? What if whatever? Even if it doesn't work, I still have one more degree to my name, and I can do something else with it, right? It doesn't. I can stay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can stay.
How many years? Like what,
It's
how,
18
so
months.
Oh, okay, 18 months. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not, how often, like how many classes a week?
It's 18 months, it's online, and it's three classes per semester, right? And it's,
Per
what is it,
semester. Okay.
four semesters? No, wait, four is more, 5 semesters, something along those lines. But in any case, it's three classes per semester, and the good thing about it is just it's not just like, oh, you go to school and you do schoolwork and you write papers and that's it.
Mhm.
You actually get a mentor. You actually get a business mentor who can give you real life hacks on like how to
Mhm.
do it better.
Mhm.
And so the whole idea is that you spend 18 months building your business. And then at the end of 18 months, you should have a working business.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
you might have a failing business, But you still get a degree, even if your business fails. Like you
Well,
still
we'll
get a
not start
degree.
with your business failing. But if it fails, it means it's tried and you will go try something else. Who cares?
You see, but that's the that's the type of thinking that I have. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get myself a
Yeah,
degree, and in any case, we'll still have it. Yes, new beginnings.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm very happy for you. Congratulations on that step. But hope you still will be available for our podcast.
I hope so. Let's see how it goes. I don't know exactly how, what it's gonna look like as far as like schoolwork, but we'll figure it out.
I'm not gonna ask you about what business you're gonna do because it's like obviously you're gonna tell me in 18 months, right?
In 18 months, yes. Especially if
Yeah,
especially if it's successful, I will tell everybody.
yeah. I'll be patient. Even if it's unsuccessful, you still tell me, right? You're gonna tell me.
I might tell you off camera.
Okay, yes, off camera, absolutely. All right, let's get to our topic, and I'm very excited for you.
What annoys you in people?
Yeah. Oh my God.
There's so many things. There's
Oh,
so many things. But one of my biggest things is
yeah.
when people are late,
Oh my God.
when people are like repeatedly late. I don't like that. It
Yeah,
irks me.
yeah. And I've been a person who was always on time, like always on time or early, and I would wait for people. And it would go to like a point when I left a couple of times because I just couldn't wait for people. Sometimes people late like 30, 40 minutes. Like, are you
No, that's
kidding me?
crazy. That's
Are you,
crazy.
are you joking? And I actually taught myself how to be late. I had to teach myself how to, because you go to a party, for example, and you're
Yes, that's
always
always
first.
happens to me.
That's
Always.
so annoying. I'm like, why am I first again? Why do I have to do it? Do I need more than other people? Why do I have to be first? And other like people show up like half an hour later, 2 hours later, and you're there already. Like you're
Yes.
ready to go home by the time
Exactly.
when they
Exactly.
left. So I'm like, I will get ready as usual because I can't. I will get ready as usual on time and I will sit and I will try to do something just like to stretch another 10, 15 minutes because I
That's
know I will
funny.
get there. I
That's
will go.
hilarious.
And now I'm like almost always late, like for parties. Not, I'm like, sometimes I'm even late for things that I don't have to be late for. I actually have to be on time. That's something I'm not trying to do deliberately. It just happens. But I guess when you train your mind to do something, it allows you this time. I'm like, okay.
That's funny. But you know how some people are actually irked if you come early. Like say, for example, like the way that I was raised, it was always like come 15 minutes early so that you're not late, right? If you came on time, you're late. That's how
Yeah.
I was taught. But apparently, actually watching this webcast by this he's a very famous like hairstylist, and he works with like celebrities and all of that, and he says I hate it when people are early. And I'm
Wow.
like, but why?
Oh,
And
to his appointment,
to
you
his
mean to
appointments,
have
right,
appointment with
right,
him?
to his
Okay.
appointments, because he says then I'm pressured,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
then I
that's
have
a
to
different
hurry
story.
up and I have to like, so I hate it when people are early. Don't show up early, come on time, and so I'm like, okay, I do understand that there's, you know, I do understand his point of view, but then in my head, if you show up early, it's a sign of respect for the person that you're meeting. To
Yeah.
me, that means you respect me.
Yeah, that's the same as me. Like, for example, in other offices I work and where people have actual appointment, it probably like you, like if people come early and you have to like or late, it affects your schedule. Oops.
Hmm.
It affects your schedule. So that's, important. But on another hand, sometimes when I come early for my doctor's appointment, I don't expect them to take me early. I just,
Exactly.
I'm not sitting there, okay, I came early, just taking me. So that's to the point of this hairdresser. Probably they don't even mean they just respect him and they're fine with like sitting there and wait for their turn. But yeah, but a lot of people in you're like thinking about like, okay, even now when I taught myself to be late, but if I know that I'm late, I'm nervous, like
Right.
I'm anxious. I'm driving
Right.
and they're like, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. They're gonna wait for me. They're gonna wait for me. And I don't want anyone to wait for me. And I'm like, when other people are late to come and meet me, and I'm like, so they don't give crap. If I'm
Hmm.
waiting for them, they don't give a crap about my time. And if it's like a group of people, that's one thing because you are still talking to someone, you still, having good time or bad time, whatever you have at that time. But when you're alone and you're sitting like in a coffee shop, and the person is 30
Yes.
minutes late, you already drank your coffee, you have
And the waiter
something
and
else
the
coming
waiter is
up.
looking at you weird.
Yeah, yeah. And you're like, you're just there. And you're like, oh, you're already like in half an hour or so, you're ready to go home. And the person that shows up leisurely, and like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, and you are like ready to kill that person.
Right, right. But okay, on another side of things, like you said, you taught yourself to be late, which is, I guess, good. It's a good thing, especially in Florida, because in Florida, a lot of people are on island time and nobody's on time. But another thing with that is, how they tell you, oh, if you're going for a date, you should be fashionably late and you should make them your guy, your date wait. You see, I never understood that concept. To me, I don't know. It's not as I wouldn't do that out of flirt. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
be late so that I can see if the person is waiting for me or not, or whatever. I don't even know what the point of it. What is the point of that?
Yeah, I guess because you want the guy to like be, I don't know, at your feet. I don't know.
Is it a
Be
power move? Is it like
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I always been on time and I tried that a few times because as I said, it's difficult for me to be late. And I would sometimes sit in the car for extra few minutes just to see how but it didn't give me any extra points. It didn't change anything. If you don't click with a person, it's not gonna give you anything extra. It just and some people are irritated because and sometimes some guys are like late. It happens and that is no for me right away, right there. But the guys who are on time, they can get irritated. They're like, you can see it in their faces, like late. What is that?
That's interesting.
So yeah, maybe for in that particular situation like dating. But there's like reality shows, I watch reality show, Real Housewives of Miami. So they're one of the women. She's been always late for like whatever seasons they had. So this season they're a new cast member, and she is like, she didn't want to have it. She was like that girl who's always late. Her name is Lisa. She was late again for 2 hours, and they were waiting for her on a bus. So she came, and they had a huge blowout about it because they never confronted her, never talked about it. And here, the new one, she didn't have it, so she just went on her. And so then and everybody was so happy, like, oh, finally somebody told her, and she's like, I don't know, I don't understand it. She got so angry. What happened? Like, she really didn't get it, like, why people were
But
so upset.
maybe, okay, but maybe partially that wasn't all her fault. Like if she was maybe told before, like in a nicer way. Did somebody ever tell her?
No, no one told her. They just waited.
So you
And
see,
so,
but that's why maybe she was so like taken aback. She's like, how come? Like everything was fine.
yeah,
And now this lady's like yelling at me.
yeah. But the most interesting, what happened after that? After a few like meetings, and she was late again a couple of times, she tried to get on time, and she's like, I got it. I know how to get on time because one time she came earlier even, and she's like, I know how to do it. So I set up a timer when I was getting ready one time. I set up a timer how much it takes for me to do my hair, how much it takes for me to do my outfit, how much is it for me to do that. And I figured out that I need 3 hours to get ready. So now I'm always on time.
That's
So
hilarious.
she
But
just
how
did,
but how old is she?
she's like over 40.
Okay, so okay, you see the the ridiculousness of the situation is that she's 40. If she was 18, then would have been like, good job, good
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
Like
I
you
figured
figured
out.
it out. But like you're 40 years old and you still don't know that this was like the basic of the basic
Yeah,
things
yeah.
for your look. Okay, I can't.
But isn't it funny that people like don't even know the basics like that?
But you see, and this is something that irks me too, is that some people live in some kind of, I don't know, la la land, and they end up doing things like that. And
Yeah.
it's not the only thing. Like, for example, I don't know. I know this girl, and she's a very nice girl. She's a go-getter. She's amazing. She has her own business, everything. But she wasn't always like that. And she used to tell me a story how when she went to college, her dad had set up a fund for her, and he was paying for her college education. But
Mm.
instead of going to college, what she did, she was partying, she was going out, she was dating, she was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. She got kicked out.
Uh-uh.
In
Okay.
my head, that just like blew me away. I'm like, your parents literally
Yeah.
gave you an education and this is what you did with it, right? And
Yeah.
she's
It
like, but
doesn't
that was
connect in your head.
right.
Yeah.
But she goes, but I was stupid. I was young and I was stupid. But no, like, how come you've been given this great opportunity and you're just literally just throwing it away? And it's not the only example. There's certain other people, like their parents would give them, I don't know, real estate,
Mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't either like make any profit off of it, or they would just abandon it, or they would do some stupid things with it, like, you know and that just irks me the wrong way. I'm like, you got it for nothing, basically. Like, you've been granted it, right? And you are throwing it away. That just makes me so mad. I'm livid when that happens.
Yeah. But are those people with like who maybe grew up with all these opportunities? They had those opportunities, all kinds of opportunities all their lives. They
Well,
grew up
not
with money,
really.
maybe.
Not really. Like
No.
the girl
Mm.
with the college example,
Yeah.
right? It's not
Yeah.
like that they were really, really well off. No, her dad worked really hard to set up a college fund for her, and he worked for so many years so that she could go to a good college.
Yeah.
And
That's bad. Yeah.
just to throw it away like that. And she herself admitted it. She was like, "Yes, I was stupid. I was like, childish, and now I realize how much it was, like how great of an opportunity it was. But at that time, when I was living, my best college life, it didn't make
Yeah.
sense." But that essentially, yeah, that definitely kind of like rubs me the wrong way when somebody's given an opportunity without giving anything up, and then they screw it up.
Yeah. Well, probably she didn't want this in the first place. Maybe it was like her dad's idea and she didn't really care about it. That could be, that could be a story. Like, and later she realized, oh, yeah, yeah, it was important, but I just didn't want to do something that my dad wanted me to do. I don't
No,
know.
obviously. And then everything that irks you, right? Remember Yulia, my life coach who we had as a guest on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. Of
She
course.
what she actually told me that everything that irks you and everything that rubs you the wrong way, you're probably doing sort of like the same thing, but in a different area of your life. Okay?
I don't know.
That's
So
what she told me.
what area of life we could reflect that being late, that we're irritated by it. So what is exactly we are reflecting or
Right? But then
reflect?
maybe people are irritated that I'm always on time. Right? Because it's like it doesn't that like I get like I told you that example of the guy, he was like, "Don't come early." That
Yeah.
irritates me because, so like you never know what irritates who, right? And what gets somebody else like irked or mad or whatever. And um we judge things from our own side. Like me and you, we like to be on time. That's why me and you, we see eye to eye, and we're like, oh no, all those people who are late just horrible. They're just horrible, right? But then maybe they're not. We're just
Well,
judging
yeah,
them from our
actually, that's.
standpoint.
I don't think they're like. But you said that it's maybe something in us. That's why we're irritated. That's what I'm looking for. That, but I don't think those people are horrible. They just. I don't
No,
think
I'm
they really
exaggerating.
appreciate. I
Obviously, I'm
know.
exaggerating.
I know. But like people don't know, so we have to explain that you don't mean that, because we
No, I
we
don't
have
mean
sense of humor. Other people don't. We're not
that.
irritated by that. Have sense of humor.
That's right. But I don't know. Another thing that I guess gets me going is when people don't take off their shoes in my house.
Oh, yeah, we grew up the same way, of course.
No, but like if you come into the house and you see nobody's wearing outside shoes in the house, why don't you take off your shoes?
Yeah, Yeah, it happens. It happens. Like everybody would take their shoes off, and one person would walk in shoes.
Yes, yes. And I'm like, mm.
Okay, I know who invite next time. Sometimes though, like, there's huge mansions, there's huge houses sometimes. And you think that it's like kind of a rule to have your shoes on in those houses. They don't have like carpets everywhere, like the floors are nice and marble and stuff like that. And I remember I went to that house like a few months ago. It's just ridiculously huge house, and a lot of people and the owners of the house, they did not wear shoes. So some people took off their shoes and some didn't. Most of the people didn't. And I like was so confused. Like, I don't know, like they walked without shoes. Okay, I understand that. So probably on every day, even in this huge mansion, they don't wear shoes. They're not from the former Soviet Union, by the way. I don't know why they do it. Weird. And but there's a bunch of people who wear shoes, and I don't want to walk barefoot on their, shoe
Right,
straps. But
right.
I don't know where they've been. So
That's true.
like, okay, I'm going to wear shoes because it's like, when you do park your car, for example, in the wrong place and there's a bunch of other cars there, you think, okay, maybe they're not going to take your car away because there are a bunch of other cars there. The same mentality here. Maybe they won't notice if I wear shoes because a bunch of other people wear shoes.
That's right. That's right. Well, yeah, I get it, but this is something that like the head of the household should have set up as a thing, right? Like if I'm
Yeah,
inviting like a lot of people for a party, like if like say I'm greeting people or whoever is greeting the guests should tell them what the rules are, right? Um so I don't know, but even because I'm thinking the second you said mansion, I'm thinking in my head I was thinking like if I'd have mansion, I would still take my shoes off. Like I would still not walk around in shoes. I don't know. I don't. It's
I
it's
would
weird. And
definitely.
I remember I told you right that I lived with American family for a year, and
Well,
when I lived with them, I could wear shoes in their house because that's how it was their house, their rules.
yeah,
Did I like it? No, I didn't. And so half the time I would not wear shoes inside of the house, but all of them were wearing the outside shoes. So it was a weird time for me. But I still never got used to it. I still never got used to it. So that's something, yeah. Mm-mm.
yeah.
But I think it's more about the respect, right?
Yeah, I don't know what, because I don't think Americans even think about it in respect form. Because, for example, even my American family, my ex-husband's family, they live in north of at north north up north, in Cincinnati, and they have their houses, their carpets everywhere, and they're very very light carpet, like almost white. And guess what? They wear their gym shoes everywhere. They never take their shoes off. It's
Right. Yes, it hurts you inside to do
it
that, right?
does. It does.
It's weird, but no, to me it's a respect thing. If I'm going to somebody else's house and I ask them, "Do you want me to take my shoes off?" and they told me no, okay, right? Like I think it's always safe to ask and be respectful to the house that you're attending. So yeah,
Yeah.
to me it's a respect thing. If you asked and I allowed you to wear the shoes in a house, then that's a different story, right? But if you didn't ask and you just assumed, even though everybody else took their shoes off, then that's something I don't know that irks me.
That's when everybody did and you didn't. That's a respect thing. I agree.
Right?
I agree with that. Another funny thing about the shoes, we had a guy who repairs stuff, a repairman, I guess,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
Who came to fix stuff upstairs a few times. And he always comes in and sees us barefoot, and he comes with, in his big working boots, like, but he never takes them off. And he goes upstairs, downstairs. So I put towels everywhere. And at one point, he actually broke the carpet on our stairs because his shoes are really like big or feet big or
mhm,
something.
mhm.
So, okay. And my mom is like, he doesn't take his shoes off. What's going on? What's going on? And then I had my sink faucet broke. Then I asked the same guy because he already came a few times,
Mhm,
and he could. So I found a guy through Facebook, one of
mhm,
our guys. He was
mhm,
from Uzbekistan, I think.
mhm.
huge guy. So he came. My mom was here. That's what he did. What he did. He
What
took
did you
his
do?
shoes off. My mom was like, "Oh my God, look at this. This is who can, I know this guy. He grew up with good family. His parents were good people."
Right? Because the values, right? The values are there. I know. That's something that's true.
And they actually talked for like probably an hour outside after he
Right?
finished working, and he talked
Right.
about his like 5 children and his family, and they remember Irina obviously in Russian. And
You see,
but
your mom really liked that.
my mom level of respect for him was here. As for the
Yes.
other guy, doesn't matter what he did if he was good and not in his job.
Right.
Downstairs, downstairs, under the floor was the respect for him because he didn't take his
He
shoes off.
didn't
That's
take the shoes off. That's true.
where you grew up and how you grew up. We take our shoes off as well, and I try to wash the floor as often as possible, so nobody
Exactly.
hurt the
Yeah.
feet.
While we're talking about washing floors and like cleaning up, another thing that I absolutely hate is empty boxes. If somebody took the last thing of something and left an empty box.
What do you mean? Where? I don't understand.
So for example, if there was like a carton box of like snacks, right? And they
Okay.
were individually wrapped snacks. So
Uh-huh.
everybody was taking, and then somebody took the last one and left the empty box sitting there in a pantry.
That's probably from work, right? Or from home as well.
From home as well. Do
Oh,
you have
sometimes
teenagers?
happens all the
Your
time. I
teenagers? Wait a second.
feel something
Your
trouble.
girls clean up? Your girls don't do that?
They we don't or usually have a box of stuff because I don't even have it's probably from Costco stuff, like, right? That's
Right.
where I get usually. Yeah, I don't shop in Costco, so I got individual stuff. So we don't usually have normally this problem. But if we would, yeah, it's just
Right? Right? So I'm like, if you took the last one, just go ahead and throw it away, right? Throw away the box. That's fine. And in I remember when I was working in the hospital, it was a big problem because yes, we would get a lot of stuff in boxes. We would get a lot of supplies, in a supply closet, and it's a huge supply closet, it's a huge room, right? And you have, your syringes here, your flushes here, your, this and that and the other one, and they're all like in those, compartments, right? And then
Mhm.
if you're taking the last one, why don't you throw away the box? There were two huge bins there, like
Yeah,
trash bins.
yeah.
They're right here. Just like take the last one, throw away the. No, people would leave carton boxes like right there, just like whatever. Oh no.
It's the same as not putting your chair back when you pull it out, or don't turn the light off. Like it's also I watch the do you do that? Do you adjust the chairs, all the chairs and stuff, and turn the lights off?
I adjust the chairs after every single valet because I'm short. And so the valet is bringing me the car, right? I'm hopping into my car and I'm like for half an hour trying to get my
But
seat.
also it's the tables, right? When somebody like move the chair away from the table, or like they stand up and they move the chair and they leave it like this. Why don't you put it back under the table? It's not that difficult.
Well, you know what? No, the chair thing, I don't know if I do. That I haven't really thought about that.
I adjust after everyone.
No, no, I don't think that like maybe I do, maybe I don't. I can't tell you 100%. But those things, yeah. Those things like if you're using something and it's and you're oh, toilet paper, toilet paper.
Okay, under or over?
Oh, I don't care under or over. Change the toilet paper if it's done.
Oh,
That's what I
I
care
care
about.
about under and over. Oh my gosh, don't put it under.
I don't
Don't put it
care.
under, you animal.
You see? I don't care. But if the roll ran out, change the damn roll. That's all I care about.
You know, I watched some TikTok video, and that was very funny. A gay couple. And they shared very funny video about like all kind of situations, but that one was in particular was who is about type A, type B situations. And that particular video was, значит, one guy, not значит, in Russian, значит. So one guy goes from like, open something, get something, move something, and he leaves it at this, it's how he left it, like the chair moved
Mhm.
away, cabinet open, the box, empty box is there, whatever. And the other guy goes after him and closes, moves back, and they type A, type B. And I thought, okay, that type, I didn't figure out it honestly in the beginning. I thought the type A was the one who lifts stuff, how he, pulled them out. And type B was the one who adjusts everything, but it's actually the opposite thing. So type B is the one who lifts stuff like that, and type A who
Because
constantly
type
adjusts.
type A personality is mostly characterized by being super organized, like high achiever. How can you be a really high achiever if you're disorganized? You know what I'm saying? So that's why type A is that type of, like, everything has to be neatly organized, everything has to be in its place, and like the time has to be in like blocked things. Like they just they can't plan their life being like, oh, okay, maybe yes, maybe no. No, they have like time blocks and everything. This is type A personality. Yeah.
Well, that's not, I'm not organized like that, because probably there are some, categories for A, like super type A or
Well,
super type B or
of
something.
course.
Because I'm like, I would literally walk after another person and adjust everything, put everything in place. But I cannot call myself an organized one. You're on the other hand, are.
Not
You're like,
really. Not
yeah,
really. We all have our things, you know? Say another thing that I was talking to Yulia about people being slow. Like when people are slow, I just can't take it.
oh my God, we're so similar.
You know, I'm like, come on. I'm like, hurry up. I could have done this 3 times already. That really, really like kind of like, and I think also it was hard. It was kind of hard for me when when my kid was little. You know how they want to do everything themselves? At some
Yeah,
point, when they're like 2 or 3, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I know, mommy, I'm gonna do it. And they want to tie their shoes, or they want to, I don't know, do something, and they're super, super, super slow. And especially when you're like running late to the daycare, or you're running late to, school or work or whatever, and you have to sit there and wait for them to tie their shoe. Oh, that was the worst time of my life. And I understand, right? Like you can't be mean to a kid. It's a kid,
right, right.
right?
Yeah.
So I understand that, but just that, like, the level of anxiety at that moment in my head was enormous.
I couldn't take it a lot of times. I was just like, let me do it, let me do it, let me do it. Also, I had two.
Yes, you had two, so you probably had to wait 3 times as long.
So I'm like, let me do it. So I grew up, raised them, and I didn't grow up. I raised them as like, I will do it because, and just it's stuck in my head that I have to do it. I don't.
But
It
yeah,
was
and
probably
and
wasn't a good thing.
right, and right, the psychologists now are like, well,
Yeah,
if you don't let the kid do it themselves, then they think they cannot do it, right? So they have low self-esteem because they think like they're bad at something or whatever, because they couldn't accomplish like those basic little things. And
yeah.
okay.
I did
But
50-50, but I knew that if I would just allow everything to go the way, they wanted to do it, I would just go. It's just so much was going on. That would be one more thing on me that I had to deal with mentally, and I wasn't capable of that.
no, definitely, because okay, like if you're, for example, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you still have things to do. You still have, places to be. But imagine, like you and me, like we were working at, having children and working. That's like impossible to wait for them and to allot enough time, for them to put their shoes on by themselves when you're running late to work.
I wasn't working for the first 4.5, I think, 5 years. No, I mean, I didn't work at the office. I did some stuff still,
Right.
but I had no help at
Right.
all.
But then for
Zero,
even like to the
zero
doctors, for
help.
example, if you're taking them to the doctors, you
Yeah,
can't be late for an appointment, because then they're just going to cancel your appointment,
yeah,
right?
and
And the kids sitting there like tying their shoe. No, 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 no. Come on, baby. Let's put them on
yeah.
and let's go.
It's just the first 5 years, even though I didn't work with the office, I don't remember just a minute when I could just sit down and just sit and not do anything. I was watching TV and I was doing something, cleaning,
Yeah,
cooking,
yeah,
washing,
always.
or
always,
take one
always.
doctor that, but then they started kindergarten or preschool, and or it was just, yeah.
But talking about motherhood, right? Another thing that irks me is when mothers try to tell you what's the best thing to, like, if something was the right thing to do or something was the wrong thing to do,
Yeah,
right? Or
I
like
don't think it's even morally correct. It's not even, it's
I have
it's beyond
seen I
annoying.
have I have seen certain posts where women go, women who work should not have children
Hmm.
because then you can't pay enough attention to your child, right? And in
Hmm.
my head, I'm like, if all women who work did not have children, like people would die out, literally.
Yeah,
Because who
yeah.
can, these days, like, who can afford not to work?
Especially in America, in the when you don't have a free childcare and stuff like that. It's
Exactly, exactly. When you don't have like maternity leave for 3 years and you're being
right.
paid 70% of your salary for
Exactly.
3 years.
Exactly. Yeah. There's nothing is paid here, unfortunately. It's
Yeah. So every time somebody tells me like I did something wrong as a mother, or like, I'm a bad mother because I didn't do this or whatever, whatever, oh, I get mad. Oh, I get mad.
yeah.
Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm. I'm like,
I
I
don't think
did the best that I could. That's it.
yeah, it's like for me, it's beyond irritation. It's like it's not your business. It's not your life. It's not something, a little thing you walked in the house in your shoes. It's a domestic thing, but it's actually something that your lifestyle, your whole life, how you build your future of your children. There's too much going on. It goes in that one to be just irritated. Like, mind your business, raise
Right?
your own kids the way you want to raise it, pay your
Exactly.
own bills the way you want to pay them. You don't pay my bills, you don't raise my kids, so just go. Just go free. You're free. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's like people who are so judgmental. So like,
Yeah, like parenting, like as far as like even like to something stupid as like, did you breastfeed your child or did you bottle feed? Who cares? Is the child
exactly.
alive? Did the child get food? Yes. Good job. That's it. Move on.
Yeah. Or did you give your birth like naturally? Well, I didn't even take an epidural. Oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Right?
What,
Right?
what can I say?
Exactly. Exactly. Like I don't understand. Like it's not a badge of honor.
Yeah,
You
not at
know?
all. It's 21st century. No,
You made a kid, the kid is alive, good job. That's
I
how
don't
that's
think
the measurement that.
yeah, I don't think the kid really cares how you give birth to him as long as he's here.
Well, okay, it
Figure that
depends
out.
depends who you talk to. Like there's some people they're like, "Oh no, if the child does not go through like the birthing canal, the child does not really understand that they've been born, da 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 da." And so like C-section is basically like you're ripping the baby out of the womb unexpectedly because there's no contractions, there's no, preparation, so the baby doesn't really know that the baby's supposed to be born. And so we're like bringing children into this world
Oh,
without preparation, da da da, whatever.
poor unprepared cesarean babies.
But again, they're alive. How many babies died during childbirth before cesarean was a thing, right?
Exactly. I don't believe in that. And also, listen, C-sections, baby, they have perfect head shapes. So
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. I'm
they're
like,
not
my baby's
smooshed.
head is nice and round.
Yes, they're not smooshed down there. So there's a lot of cons. Uh,
That's
There's
true.
so another thing that irritates me. It's when people don't keep their promises. When people, for example, tell you in general, when they don't keep their promises, that tells you something, then just I forgot. There's people
Yes.
who, like my ex, never kept their promises, or people who cancel, for example, appointments, or when you
Yes.
agree to do it.
Yes.
It's or in the last minute, or they don't even tell you about it. That's like, uh, mm,
No, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
that's gonna put a mark on that person. It's gonna
Oh
put a
yeah.
mark.
Oh yeah. I would not be, I could not be friends with a person like that because to me
I would
that's
never
super
do this.
important. It's
Yeah,
super
at
important.
least I would let the person know. If something happens, something happened. You cannot control what happens in your
Right.
life. Things happen, but let the person know.
Exactly.
Let the
Exactly.
person know I can do it. So no one is going to sit there. Is it going to be here or not? What am I doing?
Yeah.
It's just wrong. It's disrespectful, and no, don't do it. But people do it all the time too. People
People
do
do
it
it
all
all
the
the
time.
time. That's true. And for some, again, it depends on your values, right? So for some people, it's not a huge value to like keep your promise like that.
No,
Like
uh-uh.
I know this girl, and she's a wonderful, wonderful girl. I'm not saying anything bad about her. She's amazing, and she does a lot in her life, and she's busy, but she loves to like make plans and then not show up.
Yeah,
Right?
but
Like
you're ready. But you're ready.
yeah, but like tell me if you can't do it, right? Just like, or
Yeah,
say no, like I can't make it. I'm like, okay, you can't make it. That's great. But
yeah,
if you're making plans, then show up. And I guess she doesn't see it that it's so bad because it's a group of people, so
hmm.
so she's like, "Oh, well, I'm the only one missing. That's fine." But I don't know.
I had a situation. I don't know, one time, two times. I know I had a situation when I went somewhere and to meet that person one on one, and the person didn't show up. And I'm like, "Are you coming? Are you
Right.
okay? Oh, something came up. What do you mean something came up? I'm literally here. Like, I have my life too. what,
Right, right.
what do you mean?" And yeah, sometimes it's actually when people tell you before and you're going to meet someone, and sometimes there are situations when people tell you, no, cannot make it tomorrow. You're like, oh,
Yes. You're like,
thank
thank
God.
goodness. Yes. I really didn't want to go myself.
Yeah, yeah, it happens, but still they tell you before, and it's nice of them. Yeah,
Right.
I appreciate that, and even give my emotions to run. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm not happy, I'm not happy. But at least I'm not there waiting for him, wasting my time.
But also
Because
I think you know what, this keep promises thing, for me at least, it came from my childhood. I very clearly remember several times in my childhood when parents would tell me like, "Oh, we're going to take you to the zoo, or we're going to take you to the park or something," and then something changed and they couldn't take me, right? And that feeling of like, that's so not fair. I was
yeah,
promised, like, and then
yeah,
they canceled on me. And that feeling is still it's still the same feeling. I still feel
yeah,
betrayed. Like I feel betrayed when people do that to me. Like if especially if I was looking forward to it. It's one thing if I didn't want to go. That's that's a different
yeah,
thing, right? But if I really
right,
was looking forward to something and I'm like, "Oh, yes, the day's here and everything." And then the person's like, "Oh, I can't make it." And I'm like,
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
so hurt. I feel hurt.
Yeah, I don't like this. And there are certain things that you remember when you're really looking something forward to something that you will remember. And if it happens to your childhood and it's long-term memory, you will never forget it. That memory is like nailed in your
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah,
It's not
that's true.
going anywhere. You need to like a hard, I don't know, hypnosis or something to like take that out.
To let it go, right?
Yeah, very, very, very difficult to let it. What do you think? What do you have something that you want to change? What that you think irritates people, and you
Oh
want
yeah,
to change?
definitely. Definitely, definitely. And I'm really actively working on it. Um, I'm the type of person who goes 300 miles an hour when I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking, when I'm explaining something, right? Like I'm like, and I have to get to the point fast. Um, and I'm trying to slow myself down. And it's really hard. It's really hard because that's who I am. That's my nature. That's like my DNA,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
slowing myself down a little bit is very hard. And I also, again, I talk like that. I do things like that. I like if I'm cooking, most of the time I'm cooking like two or three things at the same time.
yeah. And
Because
it
to
has to
me,
be done fast in 30
exactly.
minutes.
Exactly. Because I'm like, okay, if I'm peeling an onion, I better peel two onions and I can use, the two onions here, 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 here. And I already like in my head, I'm like, I'm making this, this, this.
Yeah,
It's a waste of time to me, you know? It's a
Yeah.
waste of time to me. And while I have this boiling, I'm gonna, chop up this so that this can do, all of that. Like I don't just sit there and wait until it boils, right? I'm doing something else. And that's how I've been living my life. And I guess it's out of necessity too, because, when my kid was smaller, I was in school, I was working, there was literally no time. So I really had to make time. I had to squeeze every second of the day, right? To get things done. And so now I'm so used to that, and plus my personality wise, again, like,
Yeah.
right, it's personality wise, I've been like that from before. And I think it irritates people a lot that I'm like 300 miles per hour and I start here and I end up like touching here, 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 instead of like going in a straight line. That's why I think I have ADHD, is because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
because so many things working at the same time. Yeah.
Yes. So I think people get irritated. So in order to change that about myself, I do static exercises like sitting down like motionlessly.
Does it work?
It works.
For how
Girl,
many
does it
minutes?
work.
How many minutes can you do that?
So okay, the most that I've done, and I've done that only one time, was 65 minutes. But
Oh,
it should be done in increments of 13 minutes. And it's certain positions. It's not
okay.
just any position. Like I can't sit in
Oh,
a chair like this and like be like,
uh-huh.
no, it has to be a certain position. And Yulia, I'm talking about Yulia so much. Like maybe we need to invite her again.
Yeah,
She
she's
taught
such
me.
a good girl. Yeah, she's
She
good.
taught me. She taught me to do that, and it's 13-minute increments.
Mm-hmm.
And majority of the time, I can do like 26 minutes, 39 minutes max.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I can't, and it's a practice. The more you do it, the longer you can keep sitting, right, in the same position, or standing. You could do it standing in the same position, and that calms you down, and that kind of like slows you down. As an example, I get extremely irritated when I'm cleaning. I guess
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't go as fast as it's supposed to
Oh
in my
yeah, oh
head.
yeah. Oh my God, I get it so much.
Right? I literally get like upset and I get mad, and like my my husband, my daughter, they know not to touch me. Even my cat knows not to touch me when I'm cleaning because
Yeah,
I'm like mad. I'm like you know? And the other day I noticed, I was cleaning up and I was like, "Oh, I'm enjoying it. La 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 la." That type of situation where I could just do it and not be mad about it going slowly.
yeah, yeah. It could be done so much faster. That's why I do it in parts, because if I clean the whole house at one time, I would go insane. I would go insane.
So yeah, but I think it's not forever. Like you and me, because we match energies, we're okay
Yeah,
with each
yeah,
other, right? But
absolutely.
can you imagine if there's like a third person, and that third person is like more leveled and they're slow and they're like, they hate us. They probably hate us.
Yeah, probably.
And we irritate them because we're like that. So
Did you
I
notice?
yeah,
Did you know how many times I already changed position in this chair? Like I cannot
right?
sit for five
Right.
seconds. I remember for a while you were talking about like being fast and like constantly trying to move. I remember we went with my friends. We went to Las Vegas, and it was like 5 hours flight or something like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
And we're sit on all parts of the plane, and one of my friends sat next to me, and it was like Southwest, right? Airlines, those tiny chairs.
Mhm.
Oh my God. I thought she would probably murder me by the end of the flight. Because she sat, in the chair, and she sat in the same position for 5 freaking hours. I was like, like what's their story like it goes very
Right?
fast. And I was like moving, and I see almost like turned upside down. Like I couldn't sit straight for 5 minutes, and I'm like sitting like, please just sit a little bit longer, just don't move for like 5 seconds more, five, hold it. And I'm like, I will move like slowly like that. It was hell. It was hell for me in that flight. And so I cannot do like bass. Like I cannot do bass because 15 minutes, maybe 5 minutes I could. 15
You
minutes I
see?
would do.
You
I need
see?
to do
And
something
another
else.
and another thing that Yulia told me to do is actually be in a cold water.
Yeah, that's what you did. Yeah.
Right? I did that, like, in being in a cold water, motionless. Like you can't move. Like that's the whole point of you not moving. in the cold water. So it really, really helps. It really grounds you. It really like helps you on the physical level to like slow down. It's
Yeah.
amazing how it works. I don't know how it works, but it works.
Yeah. I don't know if I need to do something or not. Maybe not. If it's like it's a wired in your brain, I don't know if it's ADHD. I don't know how you can do. Can you do it without medications? I don't know.
Well, but okay.
I'm not upset about this. You know, really, I'm not upset about it. I like to be fast, honestly.
Right, right. That's what it is too for me. Like I like to be fast, but then when it's irritating me, right? When my speed is irritating, like in the cleaning problems, right? Like I literally absolutely I could not understand why I hate cleaning so much. You
Yeah.
know? I was like, why do I hate this so much? It's because it's repetitive. It's the same thing all over again and it goes real slow. You
And it
cannot
doesn't
speed it up.
accomplish anything. It doesn't give you anything in life. Yeah, it cleans the house, but you don't accomplish anything.
Thank you, because the house tomorrow is dirty again. So that's my point, is like, to me that's useless work, and I hate when useless work it takes long time to do.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's the same things. I'm not learning like to be slower, but I want to learn, and I'm trying very hard to not talk to not talk too much. Like because I know that I talk too much, and I'm learning like how to not like listen to people. Don't interrupt. Calm down. They have something to say also, not just you.
Right.
Okay,
I get you so much.
just listen. Just shut up and listen. And
I
when the
get you.
person talks slow, and the story takes forever to go from point A to point B. Okay, I don't know how much coffee I need, or I don't know what I need to do that to just listen
At
without
that
like
point at that point
on
I feel
someone.
like I feel like I need a Xanax or something, because I'm like,
Yeah,
Come on,
not
get to the point,
coffee.
get to
Yeah,
the
the
point."
opposite. Yeah, the opposite. I'm like clenching on my chair, or whatever I sit on my legs. I'm shaking my legs. Like I physically cannot like, but like physical signs of
Right,
my irritation comes
right.
out. Like,
There was this one time I was at a party, and there was this very nice older gentleman, and you know how in our cultures we're wired to respect age, right? If a
mhm,
person is older than us, we're automatically we give them respect. It doesn't matter who they are, it doesn't matter. They could be a Nobel Prize winner, or it could be just, your neighbor. You still give them respect because they're older.
mhm,
And so this guy was probably like in his late 80s, and he's telling me something, and he's really into his story, right? And so here I am, I'm like trying to pay respect, and I'm being very like a good listener, right? I keep eye contact, I nod, and I'm listening, and in my head, right, I'm like, where's the end of this? It's not going anywhere, right? But then my other voice in the head, I'm like, no, but he's very old. He probably really has like a really good, in the end, there's a good lesson, You gotta listen to it and learn from the people who are older than you, you know? And I'm listening and I'm listening. I spent 20 minutes listening to the guy. The guy never got to the point. There was no point. There was no lesson.
life story, right? Something like that.
But there was no it was like he started here, he ended here, but it was like taken out of context or something, like. And then I was like, oh, okay, give me a second, I'm gonna go to the bathroom or something, so that I could just get away from him. And I was going to the bathroom, I was like, I just literally like wasted 20 minutes of my life. I did not learn
Yeah,
anything from this.
yeah. Exactly. And I don't probably never going to meet this person again. It's not like you're gonna form a this close friendship.
That's true. That's true. It's not like I was invested into, like, I don't know,
All right.
being his best friend or whatever. No, but just because of respect, I was standing there like, yes, yes. And I literally was trying to remember, right? Because his story had like characters, there was people in it,
Yeah,
right? There
yeah,
was
yeah.
things happening, and I'm like trying to remember them so that in the end I can get the lesson. It was like a
You
golden egg
really
that
got
was
involved,
promised,
yeah. But no,
and then there in
fine.
the end there was no golden egg.
That's so funny. You know, that reminds me another story. I was at that party, and there was a guy and a woman. And the guy just sat down, and a woman started, she was there, and she started talking to him. And she's like, talking and talking, and he just nods, and he just, say yes or no occasionally, and she's just like emotional, and tells more stuff and the stuff. And I'm listening like, wow, I'm like, wow, she goes like to a lot of different directions. And so after like a few minutes, the guy just stood up and walked away. He just stood up and walked away. Nothing. No, I'm sorry, like I need to go to the bathroom. Nothing like that. Boom, gone.
But you see,
He was like, I
but
guess I talk too much.
this is what I want to do in life. This is my goal in life. When I grow up, I want to be like that. I
Yeah,
really want to be like that, where I can be unapologetic about, like, basically she was wasting his time.
yeah,
Right? So, and he, once he realized, my time is being wasted, I'm not interested in anything that this person has to say, and I
yeah,
would rather talk to somebody else, right? He just went up and left unapologetically, which, again, this is something that I don't know if I will ever learn to do that.
yeah. I don't know.
Because this is what self love is. Self-love, self-respect, right?
Mhm.
Because you respect and love yourself so much that you can walk away from a conversation that does not bring you value.
Yeah, it was. I was like, wow, and she was so confused, like, she was like basically like cut off half sentence. And but she didn't say that he was an asshole or anything like that, because I don't think she had like a lot of maybe self confidence, because she said, "Oh, I probably talk too much," like like because somebody else would say, "What an asshole," right? Well,
I
but
mean,
let me cut it
yeah,
out.
like if I were him, I wouldn't just abruptly like stand up like that and leave, but I would like make up an excuse or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
at the same token, that just tells you that that person was really self-confident that he could just like
yeah.
stand up and go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Didn't give anything. Just I thought, wow, I would never. Yeah, when I saw that, like I thought, like you, I couldn't do it. Probably, I would apologize. Like, I'm sorry, like Japanese style,
Right, right, right.
and I need
Like
to pee
my cat is giving birth or something,
or
and you're
something
like
like that. Yes,
trying to run away. Make up a story and run away.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, but probably listen. Sometimes I would probably just listen for a long, long time. Maybe
Right?
hoping that somebody will interrupt.
Right? But
Like,
then why? This is like torturing yourself, right? And in a
yeah,
sense, if you think about it, if I'm not interested and this person just keeps yapping and I really don't want this conversation, right? Why are we subjecting ourselves to this instead of just like saying, "Thank you for the conversation. I'm going to move on and work the room," or I don't know, something.
yeah. But I need also control myself, be aware, so somebody wouldn't do that to me. You know,
Right?
just
I mean,
leave
yeah,
like
so we
that.
have to be like mutually, right?
Yeah. So it's also understand, read the room, and like, okay, maybe that person is not really interested in what I say, and maybe I will, retire
Right.
before you can just
Exactly.
walk somewhere.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's a big thing to be self-aware.
Boundaries.
Personal boundaries, stay my ground, and be more confrontational. Probably there were like more all in the same kind of group, right? Like I always escape to be in confrontations. Like I absolutely hate confrontations, and I
Mm,
try to like mm, teach myself or force myself to not, try to get out of
mm.
it if something came up. And
It's
just
funny. Like I would, if you told me to like protect someone, which, what, in my head I'm thinking, I was like, I should have been a lawyer, man. because
that would be a good one. You would be a good one.
because protecting somebody else, I can like literally I will fight someone for somebody else,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
I the same thing. Yeah, same thing.
But not for myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah,
Why is it that, and that person might be even wrong, right? But
yeah,
if I'm attached to that person, or for whatever reason I'm protecting that person, I will literally like fight for that physically fight for that person, and me all 5 feet of myself.
yeah.
But
That's true.
for me,
Especially
no.
kids, right? Your kids especially. Oh my God,
Oh no,
forget about it.
well, no, kids are without question, without
Yeah,
question. But
yeah,
I'm talking even
that
like
would
a
be murder.
strange, not a strange person, like not a part of my family.
Yeah, could
I
be.
would
Yes.
still
Yeah.
like, okay, somebody is mean to you, Natalia. I will go and I start fighting that person, right? But for myself,
Mhm.
no, like, and I don't get that. I don't get that. How come? Like, I do have self preservation. Like, I do have, why can't I stand for myself? Stand up for myself sometimes. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. I'm thinking when I think about it, I always go back to my childhood because I grew up alone. Like I didn't have to stand for my territory. I didn't have to defend my territory. I didn't have anyone to fight with. Like literally, I could do whatever I want. My mom really didn't. I wasn't strict mother. She let me do whatever I want. I didn't have a situations where I had to stand up for myself like this and stand up for my beliefs, for my views of life. It's just I wasn't trained to do that.
Or well, you're saying that that's because you're the one child in the family. I'm not. I have a younger sister, and
Yeah,
most of the time she would beat me, and then she would run to mommy and say that I beat her.
yeah,
Okay, but reason was like I could fight back, but in my head I was like, but she's smaller.
mm-hmm.
How can I if I beat her like with my full strength, I could probably do a lot of damage, right? But in my head I
Yeah,
was like, oh no, she's smaller. I can't hit her hard enough. I can't, fight back hard enough. Even when I remember there was this funniest thing ever. We were playing outside and there was a group of kids and they came and they started like peeking at us or whatever, started being mean, and they beat me up, right? And so I'm crying, and my sister's walking behind me crying, and then my mom, like, she came by, so seeing us crying, she's like, what happened, what happened? And I'm crying and I can't talk, and my little sister goes, my Nadia got beat up. So it was
oh,
hilarious because she wasn't even in the fight, right? But she was just crying
yeah,
because she was upset that I was in a fight. And but I couldn't retaliate. And my
mm-hmm,
mom always told me, she was like, if somebody's attacking you, you attack back twice as hard. She was always teaching me to fight back. It wasn't like she told me, oh no, don't do it.
mm-hmm,
Be nice. My mom was not like that. Never.
mm-hmm,
She
mm-hmm,
always told me, fight back, fight back, fight back. Never could I ever fight back. I was born like
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
said, factory setting.
Yeah, factory resetting. How do you reset it? Yeah, and you grew up in the same environment with with your sister, and you're completely different, right?
Yeah,
How? So like obviously not from nature, not from nurture. It's from
right.
nature, I
It's
guess,
not
right?
from nurture, definitely. Because if you look at my mom, like the way that she grew up with brothers.
Mm-hmm.
She
Oh,
had
yes,
brothers.
this would be like
She
the
was
hardest.
always like, she was always very tough. And she was always like, no, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to be able to protect yourself. And no, it didn't work. It never clicked in this head.
Yeah, because probably also didn't have those situations. That if I'm only with that, yeah, no, with your sister, yeah.
No,
But
but even
again, in your head, it always was said, step down, right?
right. Like, for example, there was another example. There was this girl in our where we lived, right? And she was, I think, either 1 year or 2 years younger than me. And we were playing in a sandbox. We were playing in a sandbox, and what she did, she took the sand and she put it on my head. And
Oh
she
my.
kept like putting sand on my head. So I got upset and I was crying. I came to my mommy and I was like, Mommy, she put sand on my head. And then she goes, why don't you do the same thing back? Do the same thing back to her so she understands that it doesn't feel good and she'll stop doing it. Right. And I'm crying like snot and everything. And I'm like, but I can't do that to her. She's gonna get upset.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to get upset. You don't upset other people, but it's like okay if somebody upsets you. Like I'm struggling with it my whole life. Like I don't want to upset people. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Like this is a big thing for me. And I
Right.
mean, we went away from being irritated and annoyed. That's completely different situation where we're talking about very different psychology. But this is a huge thing for me. I always care about other people's feelings more than I care about my own feelings. It's been
You
always a
see?
struggle for me.
You see,
Always.
me and you, we should be irritated at that, and let's work on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something to work about. Like, and I do, but it's very, very hard for me. I'm like, why do you care about this person feeling so much? This person doesn't give a crap about your feelings. Why do you care? Even if person did something already, why do you still care? Why can't you just step over that boundary and pay the same price?
Right, right.
No, doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It's something in your head, something so deeply wired. And what point of your life it got wired? Can you really be born with that specific character set? Like, that seems like this specific character set should be nurtured, right?
Right, right. It's
Like,
right.
it
I
seems
agree.
like.
That's what it seems like, but it's not. It's the same thing as, you know how sometimes the serial killers or like sociopaths are born into completely normal
Right.
families,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah. That's definitely, yeah, nature.
Because like,
Yeah.
okay, it's one thing if you were abused as a child and like you know you have traumatic memories and your psychiatric health has been traumatized, whatever,
Hmm.
whatever, that's one thing, and then you become a serial killer. Versus there are some sociopaths and psychopaths that are born to completely normal families.
Yeah. So they don't have their wires, or some wires are disconnected that including empathy and stuff like that. So you're implying that we have some extra wire or something, right? That got somewhere connected or disconnected that we cannot do that thing.
You know, it's that's why this argument about nature versus nurture is forever, because
Yeah.
you can have 1,000 examples for nature and then 1,000 examples of the same thing for nurture, you know? So I don't think there is a clear answer to that.
Yeah. And yeah, probably not, because there's a lot of things that you think should be in nature, but it's I mean nurtured, but it's not. It just that's the way you're born. But let's get to
That's
our subject and finish it with
true.
some funny stuff that annoy us or irritate. And I just remember one. I just remember one when I go to the gym, and if there's will be one person who will be screaming when they're left weight, like the whole time. Oh my God, just cut the weight off or shut it up, like do something. And everybody like looking at this person, oh my God, what are you doing with yourself?
That's hilarious. um, I can't say that it irritates me, I guess because I don't go to the gym often enough. Maybe that's why. But yeah, I can see how that could be disrupting.
Or somebody like when you staying in line, for example, and I thought some another day I was staying in line and the person started watching something on the phone, and those videos were in the language I never heard in my life. And I'm like, oh, what is that? Why are you so loud? Put the earpods in your ears. Like, it's not probably not even because that was a loud video, but because I couldn't understand anything.
That's funny. But you see that would be my husband. My husband will just like turn on the video whenever, wherever, and he's just watching. He doesn't care about everybody else. And I always have to be like, shush it, like turn like get your earphones or like put captions or something. Like, stop it. You're disrupting people. He don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah. See, well, like how different people are. Somebody like I would never like sometimes unknowingly, by accident I could turn as like something video on and it will be loud, and I'm like,
Exactly.
cut
Yeah.
it off, cut it off, cut it off. And somebody like, la, 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 la. Everybody listen, and
Yeah,
I
yeah, for
listen,
like an hour.
laugh out loud as well.
That's true. So yeah, there's very many things that can like irritate us in our daily life and in other people. And I guess it's a great thing that we have the super ego that does not allow us to confront every single person that is irritating us throughout the day, right? Otherwise everybody would be fighting. That we have enough self-restraint and we know like not to react in a certain
Yeah.
way. But yeah, write in the comments what irritates or irks you, what makes your blood boil when other people do something. um yeah, leave it in the comments, and I'm pretty sure we can find some of the ones that we missed today and that also irritate us as well.
Yeah, and we're sorry if we hurt your feelings today. It was an accident. We didn't mean to.
Unintentionally, but
Absolutely.
also kind of sort of freedom of speech. So
Yeah. But we still mean it. We're still irritated.
we
So
still can get irritated. That's right.
sorry.
That's
It
right.
is what
Sorry,
it is.
not sorry.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We have a great we had great time, and I hope you too. And we're gonna see you next time. Bye
Thank you
bye.
for watching. Bye.